So you're new to the channel and think I only cover Dragon Ball fan mangas? Nah, dog. Nah.
Prepare yourself, Dan Saiyan.
If you are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. That way you never miss a video. These are today's hashtag end of video squad winners. If you would like to join them, make sure to watch till the end of this video. Drop your comment with the hashtag end of video squad for a chance to be featured in my next video. We finally come to the climax of the invasion from the galactic prisoners on Earth. And last we saw this brand new android who can steal the abilities of characters and people who he touches the back of their neck from. He is facing off against the OG androids who have no ki. So the Moro ability that he has doesn't affect Android 17 and 18 at all, which is extremely important to note when you're going into this battle against Moro. And I'm telling you right now, 17 and 18 are going to be pivotal to the ultimate battle against Moro. It's not just going to be Goku and Vegeta defeating Moro. It's not just going to be Vegeta defeating Moro. It's going to be a team effort, and I'm telling you that these androids who Moro's abilities do not work against are going to be part of that fight. Dragon Ball Super has finally reached the 21st century, and we finally have drone technology. Capsule Corp finally has drone technology. They have drone technology that allows Bulma to be able to see all the simultaneous fights in real time, in live action, as they are happening in this chapter, which is something that I've been wanting to see from Dragon Ball for a very long time. Drones are a huge part of our existence at this point, and they should be a huge part in Dragon Ball Super. As the chapter continues, I am just going to be nicknaming some of these convict characters from their immediate appearance, so just want to warn you before I continue. Krillin is facing off against Kung Fu Panda, and he throws a whole array of Destructo Discs at this character, but unfortunately he does this sort of sumo wrestler roly-poly attack, and all these Destructo Discs bounce off, and he ends up hitting Krillin point blank. But before he can fully control and dominate the fight, Krillin ends up pulling a brand new ability fresh off the presses into this battle, and it's something that I don't know if because he's learned a higher tier of the Destructo Disc at the same tier that Frieza had it. I don't know what the process is with this, but it looks like he's reached that level because now he can telekinetically control the Destructo Disc, and that's what he does. All the Destructo Discs that passed and dodged and hit and bounced off this Kung Fu Panda, they are all coming right back on him, and they actually end up cutting him. And at this point, Kung Fu Panda is on the ropes. So much so that he tries to pull a Goku, where Goku made it so the Destructo Discs ended up killing Frieza originally. So that's what he's trying to do with Krillin's attack, and it cuts right through Krillin, but Krillin has a mass amount of different abilities that help him in this fight and basically counter anything that someone who's not a martial artist can bring to this table, and they cut right through his after image. Krillin points out the fact that he does do after image and that this Kung Fu Panda needs to look out for it, and he pops up right behind him and hits him with a Kamehameha attack, and that ends the fight. With the fight ended, now Krillin can focus on helping Roshi, who he hears is having some trouble, and these girls that Roshi is attacking and fighting, it looks like he may have gotten very, very handsy with them, or at least one of them. And so they're calling him a pervert. He obviously was being perverted, and Krillin is like, look, why don't you use the technique used against Jiren and take these bitches out? And Master Roshi, he says that for some reason, maybe they have a weird spell or something. Maybe they got something going on, but he cannot focus in this fight, and Krillin understands why. Because they are three young, beautiful female combatants that Master Roshi has to fight. Master Roshi is like so anti-PC, and he is so beholden to that original old Japanese culture and the culture that still permeates Japan's animation right now. that he just kind of feels out of place in my opinion, but I do like that he's still beholden to the character of Master Roshi, where he is a huge pervert, similar to a lot of the perverts that we've seen in different anime. Tien fights the Metal Man, which is in the same racial group as the original Metal Man from Universe 6. The way that you defeat these guys is by insulting them. Now this is where I started feeling like the chapter started slowing down. I'm not as big of a fan of Tien as I used to be, but Tien obviously does not know how to insult people, so he's insulting this guy, and everyone's like thinking about the insults that he's using, and they're not insulting at all, especially to a Metal Man. That's when Chaozu's got to come in clutch and show Tien how to roast somebody. He ends up roasting the Metal Man, and that is the end of this dude. Master Roshi blindfolds himself, which in my opinion looks really cool. Man, does he look cool here with just his sweatpants. He's completely blindfolded, he's using his senses, and now he's using his version of Ultra Instinct, which I never thought that they would bring back. I never thought that they would bring back Ultra Instinct, at least Roshi's version of it, and they did, which actually surprised me. So he's beating up on these girls, he's countering all their attacks, and that's when they decide to fuse together into one tremendously horrible character, which looks exactly like Ribrianne, and I'm gonna call her Ribrianne 2.0. Ribrianne 2.0 basically raffle stomps both Krillin and Master Roshi. So we cut to 73 and he's facing off against both 17 and 18, and they are just handling him very masterfully, and even 17's pulling out brand new attacks. They are just not letting up on defeating this character, and they are using their abilities, they're using their advantages to the fullest, and I love having 17 and 18 both in this manga. I love having them in this chapter. I love having them relevant in this story because they are so cool and so good as a dynamic duo. It just would be a waste to not have them in here, seeing as how they are extremely important to the family aspect of Dragon Ball Super. And that's when Moro catches 73. Now at this point I thought that Moro was gonna just like disintegrate 73. We're so used to that happening with like characters like Frieza, but Moro is a completely different kind of character, and at first he scolds them about wasting his ability, and they say that they had no other choice. So he's like, alright fine, well make sure you nurse this guy back to health because we may need his power in the future, which was the smartest thing that any villain could do at this moment, because you don't want to waste and destroy a character like 73 who has the abilities of taking other people's abilities. You don't want to waste a character like that, so I'm so glad that he didn't end up just killing him. Now Moro is happy with everything that he's seen. He's excited because of the fact that he's lucky that he found such a weak planet that has such high tier and plentiful energied people. Like, the characters on this planet are extremely tough and they're extremely strong, and he's happy that he found a planet like this. Now he is waiting for Goku and Vegeta. He knows that they're both coming, but at this point now he wants to savor the moment. He doesn't want to eat all their ki at once. He wants to basically take his time, which makes sense because remember, he's basically just on a full-on buffet throughout the universe, so he doesn't have an end goal that he has to meet that's time sensitive. So him wanting to kind of draw this out and just eat their energy and ki very slowly makes sense. So this guy, which is the leader of the convicts, decides to step up. He wants to be the one to fry these fools so that way Moro can eat them more effectively, and Moro actually gives him some of the ki that he stole. He gives it to this guy and he transforms into a more buff version of himself, similar looking to Jiren. This is my favorite panel. I love 18. She's just so adorable. Look at her face. She's so freaking cute. Anyway, this guy just attacks and jumps in and attacks head-on 17 to the point where 18 tries to stop him also, and then all the Z fighters come in and try to put a stop to this character, but he is going berserk and he's ripping through the Z fighters. So Moro must have injected him with a lot of ki, and that just shows how much ki Moro has at his disposal. At that point, all the Z fighters are getting beat up, including Yamcha and Tien, and Goku is feeling it. He finally is close enough in the universe to sense all their ki, and he wants to come and help, but he still can't feel them because they are having their ki faded because these guys are losing the fights. And so Krillin decides, I'm gonna pull a Gambit, and powers up on top of a mountain, even though this chick, Ribrianne 2.0, is looking for him. And once he powers up though, that's basically it. Goku uses instant transmission, comes right in for the kill, comes in clutch, takes out Ribrianne, takes out this fusion, and that is it. Now, the fact that he took out this fusion, who was pummeling everybody, but he took out the fusion in his normal base form, to me shows that Toyotaro is trying to say something. He's trying to say that the Goku that we see right now, the direction the story is going, we are getting further and further away from fusion being viable. So Goku takes out this fusion right away. I think it's a remark on the entirety of the direction of Dragon Ball Super is going, because up to this point we've all relied on fusion, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to be saying, why don't we get Gogeta? Why don't we get Gogeta fighting Moro, and that would be enough to defeat him? But if Moro is taking all your ki, it's not going to matter how strong you are. So I'm glad that he put this in here. They put a fusion character in here, and that Goku took her out. But thank you guys so much for watching this review. Drop your comment in the comment section below of what you thought of this chapter, and if you made it to this point right here, you are now part of the hashtag End of Video Squad. You guys are awesome. Make sure to drop your comment with that hashtag for a chance to be featured in my next video. Today I'm going to be responding to Spider Sans. You know, I always have this question. Why is Gine in hell? I mean, I know she's a Saiyan and all that, but she's so nice. I don't have an answer. The Gine that we saw in the Dragon Ball fan manga that I was covering for that video, she seemed more like a fighter. She seemed more like a basic Saiyan. She's probably done her fair share of attacking innocent civilians and people or whatever. But the Gine that we know from Dragon Ball Minus, definitely I don't think would go to hell. I think she would go to heaven. That's just my opinion. But the one we see right here, she could plausibly go to hell. That's the only answer I have, but thank you for your comment. This is going to be Black Escape signing off. Take care, guys.
Subscribe for more content.